Hey everyone. I figured I would do this quick video because I have not really been on Facebook very much. Anybody that knows me, I've kind of been studying a lot for this really big test. And anyway, I'm not really going to get into that, but I'm back at work and I was actually in the car with these ladies. I was getting a ride from them from work and we were just talking about our life. And the one lady was asking me, she was just like, um, well, what is giving you so much peace? You were telling us a little bit about your life and what's giving you so much peace lately. And I was just like, so many things have changed because I realized I just don't give energy to things that don't need it. Uh, Over time, you realize that when you give energy to things that aren't necessary, it will drain you. It will drain you to the point that you're wondering what in the world is going on. You'll wonder, you know, I thought I was on a different path, but then when you realize you've been giving your energy to something else, you're on a totally different path because you've been diverted. And it just sometimes you have to really check yourself. And I really have to be careful with some of the things that I do and some people and some things that I get into because it will literally drain me. If I'm dealing with someone or something that doesn't help me or that doesn't advance me, sometimes it will drain you emotionally and physically and physiologically. And so you have to ask yourself, are some of the things that you're doing in your life and some of the people that you're allowing in your life, are they draining you or are they feeding you? You have to check yourself all the time, all the time. I have 4 kids and I have to check myself all the time. And I tell them the same thing because you have to determine, is something I'm dealing with, is it advancing me or is it uh, giving me spiritual strength or is it giving me emotional strength or is it draining me? Because if it's not feeding me, it's probably draining you. Those are things that, like, there's some people that will call themselves your friend and they're not really your friend. Some people will say they love you, but are they reciprocating the same energy that you're giving them? Are you giving too much to somebody? Are you giving them too much of your time? Are you giving them too much of your money? Are you giving them too much of yourself, period? And I have 3 girls and 1 boy. And I read something yesterday and it said, if your daughter was in this same relationship, would you be applauding her? That really made me think because the relationship I used to be in, no, I would not. I'd be like, you better get out of that. And I talk to my girls very often about it. And you have to really sit and think about the things that you're doing and you have to consider, am I going, if my child was in this, girl, boy, whatever, if my child was dealing with the same thing, what would I do to them? What would I say to them? Would I tell them, okay, this is good? Or would I tell them, no, you better get out of it? What in the world are you thinking? What made you get into that? Because I am kind and I am generous and I am a very nice person and I have a nonprofit. And there are people in the business world and the nonprofit world that I do want to partner with. However, maybe this isn't the time. Maybe it's not the time for them. Maybe it's not the time for me. But I have to sit back and figure out, is this the person I really want to partner with? Do they have a good reputation? Is this something I really want to get into? Because if they don't have that same energy and that same zeal that you have to get into, you'll be doing all the work. You'll ask them for help or they'll ask you for help, and really you'll take over the whole project and you'll be wondering, why are they even involved? And then again, it will drain you. So, there are some people that you might want to work with, but, I realize that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay because I like me. I definitely like me, and I might not be everybody's cup of tea. And it's okay because maybe they're not my cup of tea. So you have to let things happen organically and see, because occasionally you do have to look at the kind of business relationships you want and the people that you want around yourselves and the people you want around your family, and figure out, is that what you want to do? Is that what's for you? Is that what's for your business? Because in 365 days, you're not going to be in the same place. But you have control over your life. Nobody else has control over your life. You have choices. And sometimes we forget that we have power because we give it to somebody else. You have the power to choose what you want to do in your life. Somebody calls you and says, "Oh, I have this job I want to offer to you." You have the option to say no. You can say, "No, those benefits aren't going to work for me. No, that hourly rate isn't going to work for me." These people think that just because they're offering you a job, you got to jump and take it. Now, you do have to use wisdom. If you need the job, you probably need to go ahead and take it. But if you have options, you have an option to say no. You don't have to, you can negotiate your pay. Don't just take what they offering you because they're going to lowball you. I promise you that. And typically, um, if you're not their first option, then they'll go to the next person. Or maybe you were their first option. I don't know. But you just have to figure out what works for you. And remember that you're the most important thing. Because if you don't value you, who else will? I just, I had to sit back and realize when she asked me that, what gives me peace of mind, all of that gives me peace of mind because I used to live my life for somebody else. I wasn't living it for me. Now I live it for me. Like, you know what? If I don't want to do that, I'm not going to do it. You can't make me do something I don't want to do. And if you're around me and you're helping me and you're supporting me and you're bringing me value, then that's a good thing. But if you're not, then you might be draining me. You might be there just to hate on me. You might not be there because you want to support me. You might be there just to listen to where I'm not going in a positive direction. Or you might be reporting back to somebody else that, oh, yeah, she messed up in this. Or, you might not be for me. But you know what? That's okay because it's up to me to determine how long you sit there. So that's just my 2 cents. I figured I'd give that to you guys. I haven't been on here in a while. And when she asked me that, I figured, you know what? I've definitely made a lot of changes. So I hope that bless somebody. All right. Happy Friday, guys.